Hello everyone, welcome back to the course Autodesk Fusion 360 for beginners. And in this lesson, we're going to draw a lag bracket. And to draw it, we have to apply some features which are fillet and tangent. And also, we're going to rely deeply on the sketch dimension. So stay tuned so that you don't miss out this valuable lesson. So to start out, we need to set the type of design that we want. In this case, we can set hybrid design because this one is the one that integrates every design feature. So we can select create new, and now we need to set the view that we want to represent our design. In this case, is the view which represents better our design. So we can set, for example, the front view because this one is the one that represents better our design. And now we can create a sketch in that view. So we'll go to toolbar and we'll select create a sketch, and then we just need to set that view. Now to continue, we'll be using now the rectangle feature. We can set it, and then we can go to the origin and we can click it once and move it slightly, and we can set the height, for example, as 10 millimeters. And then if we want to change, and also in this case to set the dimension of the width, we can go in our keyword and select tab, and then we'll be able to change it from one to another. And we can set, for example, a dimension of 82, and then click OK. Now to continue, we'll be using the cycle tool. So we'll go to the toolbar and we'll select cycle. Now we just need to identify the middle point. So as you see, once it goes in the middle point, a triangle is generated. So that means that's our middle point. So that will be our reference point. So if we go upwards, you'll see that a blue line will be generated. So we can create the cycle there because that's our middle point. We can set it, and then we can, for example, select a dimension of 222 millimeters and then click OK. And now we'll do another cycle. So we'll be using the cycle tool again, and we'll go to that middle point and we can set, for example, a dimension of 38 and then click OK. Now we just need to set the distance from these two cycles to the base line. And to do that, we just need to go in the toolbar and we can select sketch dimension. And if you don't see it here, you can go to create, and then you'll scroll down and you'll see sketch dimension. You can click it and then you can sketch the dimension. And to do that, you just need to go to that point and click it once, and then you can go to that baseline and you can also click it once, and then you'll see that this dimension is being generated. So you can click it once and then you'll be able to modify the dimension, and you can set, for example, a distance of 17 and then click OK. You'll see that it moved, so it means that you sketched the dimension. Now we want to fix this cycle so that we can be able to create the tangent feature accurately. So we'll go to constraints and you can click it once, and then you'll scroll down until you find fix. You click fix, and then you want to fix the bigger cycle. So you can select it once and then it's already fixed. Now we can go to the toolbar and we can use the line tool. Now we can go to this corner and we can set, for example, until it goes right up, and then we can click OK, and we can do the same in another border, and then we can click OK. Now we'll go to the toolbar, in this case in the constraints, and you'll see a tangent feature. And if you don't see it here, you can go to constraints and you can scroll down until you find tangent, and that's tangent. You can click it, and now you can make the tangent line. In this case, you can click once in the line and then in the cycle, and then you'll see that that line moved to that cycle. And you can do the same with this line too. You can click it once and also click in the cycle. you'll see that the tangent being created. And now you want to remove this part which is in excess. So you'll go to the toolbar and you'll select trim. And if you don't find it, you can go to modify and you can go down until you find trim, and then you can click it, and then you just want to remove this part which is the excess. So zoom it so that you can remove just that part, and you'll do the same in another part. Now it's done. Now we just need to do another reference. In this case, we already have our middle point, so now we want to create a reference line. So we'll go to the toolbar and we'll select line, and now we can set the operations to construction line. And you already know that's our middle point because the triangle is generated there. We can set it, and we can go to the right and we can set, for example, 5, and then click OK. You can use trim if your line was not the one that you wanted, and you can trim that part. So we'll go again, use the line tool. So we can set in the middle point, and we can go to the left and set, for example, 5, and then click OK. So now we'll go to the toolbar and select the rectangle feature, and we'll use that reference point to create our shape. But before doing that, make sure that you go to operation and change again to normal line. So you select that point which is your reference point, and then you go upward, and you can set, for example, a height of, let's say, 30 millimeters, and then you can change it by clicking in tab and setting, for example, a width of 10 millimeters, and then you can click OK. Now this is our shape being generated in this case. Now we can finish the sketch. Now we can start extruding our sketch. So we'll go to the toolbar and we'll select extrude. First, we want to extrude this part. So to extrude it, we can set, for example, a dimension of -10 just for this part, and we can do the same with this part by selecting it. So you'll see -10, and then you can click OK. Now you need to go to the toolbar and select extrude again because we want to extrude another part, and you'll see that our sketch has been vanished. So to see it again, you'll go to your browser and you'll scroll down until you find sketch, and then you'll expand it, and then you can unhide your sketch. You'll see that your sketch will appear once again. So now you want to extrude the base part, so you can select it and then you can extrude it. For example, you can set as 30 minus 38 in this case because it goes in opposite direction, and then you can click OK. Now you want to extrude the another part which is in the middle in this case, so you'll go again in the toolbar and select extrude, and then you just need to zoom a little bit and to select that part, and then you can extrude it. So you go to that arrow and you can move it in the opposite direction, and you can set, for example, minus 38, and then you can click OK. You'll see that our drawing is a little generated, it's on the way. Now we also need to extrude this part, so we'll go to that view in this case, which is the back view, and then we can select just this part and extrude it. We just want to increase it a little bit, so we can set manually as 2 millimeters in this case, 2 millimeters, and then you can click OK. Now part of our design is already done. Now we just need to continue by creating a sketch in these two faces. So first we want to create it in this face, so we can select it and then we'll go to the toolbar and create a sketch. Now we want to make a cycle in this face. So we'll go to toolbar and we'll select the cycle, and then we can set it, for example, in the middle point. And as you see, that's our middle point being generated by this line. That's our middle point. That's the triangle appearing. So we can set, for example, as 20 and then click OK. And then we can click in the cycle again to create another cycle. And we can go to that middle point and set 10. And then we can click OK. Now we want to sketch dimension again. So we'll go to toolbar and we'll go to sketch dimension. And in this case, we can set, for example, in the border in this case, and also in that cycle. And then we'll be able to sketch the dimension. So you can click it once, and then you can set, for example, as exactly 14, and then click OK. So that's it. So we can create this same shape in another view in this case. So we can finish sketch, and then we can go to that face and select it, and then select create a sketch. So we'll do the same thing that we've done here. So we'll go to toolbar again and we'll select center diameter, and then we can set, for example, in the middle point, which you see that this triangle appears. So that's our middle point. So we can set, for example, as 20 for the first one, and the second one, again using the cycle tool, you can set, for example, as 10 millimeters, and then click OK. Now we just need to sketch the dimension. So we'll go to the toolbar and we'll select sketch dimension, and then we can set, for example, in the border, and then we can set in that cycle, and then we can sketch it, for example, as 14, at the same as we've done there, and then we can click OK. Now we'll finish a sketch. So now we want to sketch this part. So first we'll go to the solid feature and we'll create extrude. Now first we need to remove this part. So we'll select this part, and we also select this part. In this case is the smaller cycle, and we want to extrude it. So we'll go downwards to cut it or to remove this part, and then we can click OK. And you'll see again that our sketch has been finished. So we'll go again to the browser, and you'll see that our sketch is already expanded. So we'll just unhide it, both of them, and then we can continue extruding. So we'll go to toolbar and we'll select extrude. Now we just want to extrude it a little bit downwards. So we can select it once and another one too, and we can go downwards, for example, as let's say -2, and then we can click OK. So now we just need to finish by creating another sketch in this face. So we can select it and then select create a sketch. Now we just need to divide it in the middle point. In this case, we'll go to toolbar and we'll select line tool, and then we'll select in this point, and then we'll select in another point in this case, and make sure that it appears like this. So that's the end point of this shape, and don't worry, that's the sketch is being generated there. So we can click there, and then you'll see that is done. We can now finish a sketch. Now we just need to extrude it to cut. So now we'll go to the toolbar and we'll select extrude, and then we'll select that part which we want to remove. In this case, we can select it, and then we can move it slightly in that direction, in the right direction in this case, and then we can click OK. Now we can hide our sketch so that we can see how our drawing is going so far. So now we'll use another feature, which is fillet. So we'll go to toolbar and we'll select modify, and then we'll look for fillet, and then we'll click it, and then the part that we want to add the fillet is this part. So we can select it, and also we want to do the same in this part, so we can select that part too, and we can put a dimension as, for example, 14 millimeters, and then click OK. So that's it. That's our drawing generated in this case. So thank you all for being here until now, and I hope to see you all in the next one. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming class. Thank you and peace.